Good day to you all. I am Reverend Ismaila and speaking Awudu, presenting to you a topic on child sexual abuse, a focus on Ghana. I'm speaking to you from Accra, Ghana, the city of opportunities and a place of lovely people and family and networks. Welcome to the presentation. My presentation is going to capture the following: the outline, common misconception of child sexual abuse, school of thought and definitions, survey and prevalence, which is focusing on Ghana on child sexual abuse issues, factors accounting for child sexual abuse and issues of disclosure, and then effect of child sexual abuse on the victims. And then I will be summarizing everything I presented. So here we go. Background and misconception. As we all know, sexual abuse towards children and adolescents is a major global issue. That is why we are here today to even talk about it. But mostly it is swept under the carpet because of its sensitive nature and sometimes the people that are involved. A common misconception about child sexual abuse is that it is a rare event perpetrated against girls by male strangers in poor inner city areas. On the contrary, child sexual abuse is a much too common occurrence that results in harm to millions of children, boys and girls, in large and small communities and across a range of cultures and socio-economic backgrounds, which makes it more troubling and more challenging. It has no barriers to do with economic or cultural, but it cuts across. According to a report on child sexual abuse by the WHO Regional Committee for Africa in 2004, it described the situation as a silent emergency. It is estimated that over 770,000 plus children were victims of abuse, with 9.1% representing an almost 70,000 being abused of sexual forms, according to the National Child Abuse and Neglect Data System, which is captured from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services 2010. A study conducted also in 2001 and 2003 recognized that almost 1 in 15 adults in the United States has experienced involuntary forced sex during their lifetime. And this is quite challenging and worrying, especially those children are growing up to be able to take over from leadership in every sectors to be able to bring hope to our world. School of thought and definitions. Child sexual abuse, as I've said from the beginning, is a very worrying phenomenon and a challenge. It encompasses many types of sexual abusive acts towards children, including sexual assault, rape, incest, and the commercial, sexual exploitation of children. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, child sexual abuse is any completed or attempted non-completed sexual act or contact or exploitation, that is, non-contact sexual interaction of a child by a caregiver. These children find themselves sometimes with caregivers and even with the parents and people they trust and they depend upon end up defiling them and abusing them, which defeats their trust, make them to experience all kinds of trauma which affects their life. Survey and prevalence, especially focusing on Ghana. Accurate measurement of the prevalence of child sexual abuse is made difficult by several methodological issues and large proportion of child sexual abuse that goes unseen. Report data that has been captured on this are only cases that were officially reported to the domestic units, Domestic and Violence and Victim Support Unit of Ghana, which is the police service, which we call DOFSU. In the police record from 2010 to 2014 report, the average incident rate of 19.5 child rape per 100,000 girls up to the age of 19 were recorded that have been raped, and 4.8% per 100,000 women, which is very challenging and traumatic. You can look at the scale and the growth. It tells you that every time the scale increase, and these are only ones that have the boldness to come and report. The unreported cases are even more than this. Various studies provide varying prevalence estimates of sexual violence ranging from 6 to 33% depending on the data source, type of sample and definition employed in the study. And these were studies conducted by Boachi Child Research and Resource Center 2009, Koka and Apia and Kosak 1999, Tinkren and Owusu 2013. Overall, the evidence from both official records, which I stated earlier, and results from prevalence studies indicate that in Ghana, majority of the abuse occurred when the victims were young, and offenders are usually classmates, male acquaintances, close family members, and unsuspected friends. So what are the factors that are accounting for child sexual abuse and the issues why it's difficult for it to be disclosed? Several factors could be alluded to or to account for child sexual abuse. And that has to do with factors include children and adolescents growing from poor homes and stressful home environments or stressful home environments, or even where parents are divorced, single parenting, and sometimes where poverty or financial constraints has become an issue. And another aspect could be in terms of even the habitats where people are living in slum areas and are exposed and vulnerable to all kinds of challenges or problems that is associated within the community and the environment. When this occurs, it affects the person's self-esteem. It makes the person develop a low self-esteem. And because much of education has not been also done to be able to caution and to alert children, they are easily vulnerable because children by their makeup trust a lot, and through the trust, their victims take advantage and defile them. In Ghana, the rate at which cases of child defilement and sexual abuse is quite worrying and keeps increasing at a faster rate that needs both government and stakeholders' attention and other para organizations to come in to be able to deal with the issue of child sexual abuse. Reason being that because of the sensitive nature of the phenomenon, when it takes place, it gets reported to either the chiefs or either religious bodies, be it pastors, imams, and all of that. And sometimes the issue is dealt with within that close circle and without being reported to the police. And sometimes the victims did not get the right counsel to even help them. And then they get confused and they end up sometimes with suicidal tendencies and challenges. The effect of child sexual abuse brings pain, fear, self-harm, sexual health issues, physical health issues, emotional and mental harm, guilt and shame, post-traumatic stress disorders, impaired brain development, suicidal attempts, difficulties during adolescence, abusive behavior, and sexual transmitted diseases. Furthermore, the victims find it challenging to relate with people because they have withdrawal symptoms. So in summary, child sexual abuse is a global issue and not only related to Ghana but to everywhere. All over, we are all facing with that challenge. Globalization and modern technology is the means by which we could fight this menace and be able to raise sensitization so that we can curtail this issue and save the lives of the younger ones that are supposed to be the future leaders of our various nations and continents. On that note, I thank you for making time to listen to me, and I believe together we stand to fight this menace, and then we will help save many more and also even help victims that have gone through it through counseling for them to recover themselves again so that they become better citizens of our society. Thank you and God bless you. My name once again has been Reverend Ismaila Awudu, bringing you this presentation from Accra, Ghana. Thank you for the Harvard University as you give me this opportunity to present this. I'm so grateful. And to all of us, let's rise up and fight this menace of child sexual abuse.